It's Jay and Jen with
The
the Brew
Brew
Two. We've traveled all the way to Santa Ana, California to try a new coffee shop.
We picked this one because it's called Avatar, and
Avatar.
it's about peace and love.
Peace and love. It's a very Ringo-esque kind of place, and we're looking forward to trying it.
Yes.
Shall we pop inside and give it a shot?
Yeah. So what I am interested in, because your website has like amazing sort of coffees from around the world, is there the ability to try something from Brazil? Or
You're going Colombian
I'm
today.
going Colombian today, baby.
Want to try the Burundi?
Burundi.
Okay.
We're doing Burundi today.
So while we're here waiting for our coffee, the word that jumped out at me on their webpage was the word elevate your coffee experience. And anytime I see anything elevate, I'm very attracted to that word because I think elevation is always a good thing, whether it's personal or professional or whatever the case may be, right? We all like to elevate and have elevated experiences.
I wish I had met her in the 70s because I wore platform shoes.
But talked also about their love of coffee and love of people. They give back $1 for each bag of coffee that you buy to homelessness, which is great. So,
Coffee with a purpose.
yeah, and what's really interesting, I've never seen a mission statement like this. They are dedicated to providing transcendental experiences that encourage renewed rituals to create virtuous cycles and support individual empowerment. As soon as I read the mission statement, I was like, okay, we gotta go.
All right, and the coffee I think is up. We're going to try it. Be right back. The coffees here are from regions all around the world. We may have mentioned that, but if we didn't, we have Africa, we have Colombia,
we have
Ethiopia, yes, Guatemala. So we're kind of excited about that. We just got served our coffees.
Cheers.
Colombian in her cup. Mine is Burundi Kabingo from East Africa. So, notes. Take a whiff. What are you getting?
Well, first of all, I am going to say that it is a naked coffee, meaning there are no...
She's not diluting the flavor with any additives.
Yeah, we're going to really start focusing more on being naked so that we can actually taste the coffee.
Hey, anytime we can focus on being naked, I'm in.
So the notes on mine are molasses, black tea, and brown spices.
Mine, reading from my phone here, honey, cocoa nibs, apricots. And my nose is telling me apricot. I can smell apricot.
Interestingly enough, I do sense more of a tea-like composition to this.
Oh, just so you know, I wanted to get an Americano. They said, no, we're going to have to do this as a pour-over. We both have pour-overs today. So again, we're going to take a filter. The ground beans go in the filter, water down into a cup, pour over. I just took a nice little taste. It is a bold, rich flavor. It has a bit of a bite to it.
I am definitely on mine. I'm not tasting the notes that
Are described?
they're described, but it's definitely a very heavy, bold coffee, more than what I'm used to.
A few more sips down, and the character of the coffee is changing.
I think we've talked about this before. As a coffee cools, I feel like the consistency always changes.
It does.
And I feel like that's what's happening here, definitely. We're going to talk about now the 3 C's of coffee. Those are my favorite things to talk
Jen's
about.
3 C's.
Jen's 3 C's.
Caffeine.
Consistency and community.
We've got the
connection.
caffeine.
Or connection.
We've got the caffeine.
Yeah, no question. Caffeine is definitely up there. I'm like, wow.
We're gonna be up all night.
I know, we're going to be up till like midnight at least.
Consistency.
Consistency.
As it cools, some of the sour notes are rising to the surface in both of these pour-overs.
Yeah, and in terms of connection, this is a happening place. This is really got a really cool vibe. And also, what I really think is super cool about this place is that in addition to all the different coffees from around the world that they offer, it's also a bar, like a wine bar. So they have all sorts of different wines. They have brew. They have sandwiches.
Yeah, they have a good menu.
They have a
I'm
really good
really
menu.
surprised.
And I'm always very intrigued, right? How places can do coffee, wine, beer. So I like the concept actually. I think it's a great concept. Because you may not want to like meet your buddy for or your study partner for a cup of coffee.
Is it time to rate the coffee? Has it cooled enough? Have you had enough of it to drink to evaluate it and give it a score?
I think so.
What's the Gen score?
The Gen score is, I'm going to give it a solid 8. Like, we initially started off and I was thinking, I don't know if I'm going to like this, but I'm thinking a solid 8. I'm comfortable with that.
Well, since the consistency has sort of
it's
been a roller coaster ride.
It's like a stock market.
I think it started at a 6 and then it kind of, dipped down a little bit, went up a little bit. So I'm going to give it a solid 7 for the ride. But I am enjoying it and I can finish it.
Yeah, I can finish mine too. I was really worried like about 15 minutes ago that I wasn't going to be able to finish this.
Exactly.
And now I'm like, oh yeah, I am going to be able to finish this and I like it.
Yeah, and that's a key thing because, again, we've had coffees in other places where it's simply undrinkable for us. And this is not that case.
Not anything that we rated. We're talking about like in different locations, like especially when we did a road trip last year and...
Undrinkable. Undrinkable. At some time in the near future, we should come back and try some of the other coffees.
I think so too, actually. I mean, this is...
It's a great vibe.
Yeah, it's a great vibe. Like I said, it's a full service. Over in front of me, there's a bar with wine and beer and, small menu, light items, and...
it's a good hang.
It is, actually. It's a really cool hang here, and it's very inviting, very relaxing, and definitely a lot of connection going on. So...
Okay, final thoughts here on Avatar in Santa Ana.
Well, I definitely liked it and enjoyed it. I think it's a great concept. I like the diversity of it. I would definitely come back here for coffee and maybe even a little happy hour because it's a wine bar too, and it's really fun.
Be here for the wine.
I would definitely come back.
Like what we're doing, please like, subscribe, share, ring the bell down below for notifications. We are Jay and Jen with the Brew Tube, going one coffee shop at a time,
one cup at a time.
We'll see you next week.